Hi guys, let me start off by apologizing because this is the first video I've made in about 4 months, and like I said, I just wanted to apologize because I've been a little bit busy. I purchased a house recently, so this will probably be the last time you see this setup here. There'll be something new coming up pretty soon. And if you've ever bought a house before, you know the headache that can be buying a house and all the things and work that goes into it. So I'm supposed to close in the middle of August, so we'll see how that goes. I know you guys probably don't care too much about that. You're like, Greg, just talk to me about the Bills. And that's fine, because training camp is coming up. It might be underway by the time I get this video uploaded, which means we sit on Twitter every day and just see who's with the trainers, right? Who is injured? Is it serious? Can I get more information on this and that and this and that? Who's quarterbacking today? What's going on? That's pretty much it. Injuries and quarterbacks. That's what's going on. But it's a lot more exciting than that because it's Rex Ryan's first training camp with the Bills. Big fish, small pond. He's just a celebrity around here. Everybody loves him. Cannot wait for the fall. Glad I still got the rest of summer ahead of me. Cannot wait for the fall. Bills, even the Sabres. This sports town is just going to be going bonkers, and I can't wait. As far as the Bills, let's get back to Rex Ryan. You know, there's the whole situation with Aaron Kromer right now. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I would guess that he'll ultimately be released, but I don't really have much of a comment on that, and I don't think it'll be a distraction for the Bills in the least, unless some members of the media are a little bit persistent about it, which will probably happen. Can we just... I know I've tweeted this before, and right before I get in, I like the Buffalo media. I like them a lot. I love Tim Graham, Jay Skursky. I even like Jerry Sullivan. I like reading what they have to say. And more guys than that. I know I'm leaving some of them out, but I love them all. But when I get frustrated with them, it's because they're not asking tough questions. It almost feels like they're instigating. You saw that with McCoy and Kelly. I think Marrone felt it more than anybody over the past couple of years. So I'm just like, can we let some of this stuff go? Stop with the Twitter muscles. Drake just came out with a song, trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. That's like more of a gangster reference, obviously, but let's not go with, quit it with the Twitter muscles, unless you're talking about an opponent. The Bills, this is our team. Come on, we're all together. One Buffalo, right? Let's do that. Rex Ryan's first training camp with the Bills. Championship caliber team, in my opinion, with the exception of one position. The most important position on the field, that's the quarterback. Who's going to be the quarterback? Is it going to be Matt Castle, Tyrod Taylor, or E.J. Manuel? People have asked me, Greg, who do you want? And I'm thinking, I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion. Whoever goes out there on Sundays, I got their back. Put that jersey on, and that's that. I got your back. I even liked Brandon Spikes for a while. Now I hate him again. But I did like him last year. But I hated him before that, and I hate him now. Put the jersey on, I got your back. I didn't like Percy Harvin before this. Put the jersey on, I got your back. That's the approach I'm taking with the quarterback. I don't really have a favorite. I would like to think that E.J. Manuel is good enough to beat out Tyrod Taylor and Matt Castle. I hope that. I hope that he's good enough. I don't know if that means that he's my favorite. I just hope he's good enough to do that. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And then I got Matt Castle, who is just, a guy who led the Patriots to 11-5 7 years ago. He got the Chiefs to the playoffs one time. Whatever. Whatever. Could Matt Castle find success in the Bills' offense? Sure. He's got the playmakers to do it. We'll get to them guys too. Tyrod Taylor, is the Tyrod Taylor talk just like June, July jargon, basically? Do we just need something to talk about so bad that we're talking about Tyrod Taylor, or is he serious? He was Joe Flacco's backup. We know he's athletic. We saw him play in college at Virginia Tech, right? He was outstanding there for the most part. But am I ready to Am I ready to like just throw caution to the wind and throw Tyrod Taylor in as my quarterback when I'm trying to win my division with Tom Brady suspended? You're trying to win your division regardless, but now that Tom Brady's suspended, you can really get a leg up in these first 4 weeks, especially because you play the Patriots. We need to have these games. Am I going to put Tyrod Taylor? Am I going to trust that? I don't think so. Am I going to trust EJ Manuel? Maybe. He might have got pulled a little bit too soon last year. He got the Bills to 2-0. We had a rough game against San Diego. We had a rough game against Houston, and I still stand by it. Robert Woods got interfered with at the end of the Houston game on a pass that EJ was picked off on, and there's EJ Manuel, after everything, driving down the field and possibly for the go-ahead touchdown. Could have changed the landscape of the season. I don't know. We got a lot to build on, but it almost feels like quarterback it certainly hasn't got better. It may have regressed, and it remains a major, major question mark. Very optimistic about the running backs, LaShawn McCoy, Fred Jackson. Obviously, what needs to be said about them? LaShawn McCoy is going to be your workhorse. Fred Jackson is going to be there to take some touches. Love it. Great 1-2 punch. I don't really know who's going to make that roster behind them. I'm assuming Carlos Williams is going to stay because they drafted him. And I would think that Doug Whaley would vouch for Bryce Brown because he traded a 4th-round pick for him. And Doug Whaley has the control of the final 53, remember. But Boobie Dixon's valuable on special teams, so we'll see how that plays out. You're probably keeping Jerome Felton. You're keeping Jerome Felton. You're probably not keeping John Connor. Receiver is fun because receiver and tight end. Receiver because you got the locks, which are Watkins, Woods, Harvin. I'm calling Marcus Easley a lock because he's such a good special teamer. So there's my 4 locks. You also have Goodwin, Hogan, and I think Hogan will make the team based purely on work ethic and his ability to catch the football. He's sure-handed, pretty sure-handed. And Dez Lewis, Deontay Thompson was active for a couple games last year. I don't see him factoring in too much. Dez Lewis might be a practice squad candidate, but can they sneak him on a practice squad? He was freaky athletic, just in a small school. Big training camp for Goodwin. Will he go the way of TJ Graham? Will he make the roster? Really impressed by his, Pan Am games and stuff like that. Very proud of him. I hope he makes the roster. I do like him. I think he showed some pretty good skills, I would say, in his rookie year. I know he might have caught only about 20 passes, but he showed some flashes. And then last year just really couldn't get on the field. He was hurt and maybe just marooned by Marone. Tight end, you have really 4. And are they going to keep 4? I don't know that they're going to keep 4. O'Leary and Clay are the locks. I really like Marquise Gray. And I do like Chris Gregg, but I like Marquise Gray better. And I think Marquise Gray will fit the Greg Roman type of scheme better than Chris Gregg will. I just can't warrant. Well, obviously you're keeping O'Leary because you drafted him and Clay because you paid him. I don't know if Chris Gregg warrants a roster spot over Marquise Gray. I don't know. It's a big camp for them. And I've met both of them before. They're really cool guys. They're good friends, too, so I kind of feel bad in the sense that they have to pretty much compete against one another for a job, but at the same time, that's the business. We're not here to, sympathize. You're an NFL. Offensive line, is it short up? That's going to be huge because the quarterback just needs to not make mistakes. Put a quarterback in there who is just going to limit, that's what I mean, limit errors. Somebody who's going to, I know I'm reverting back to the quarterback, but that falls sort of on the offensive line. We need a quarterback who is capable of getting the ball to the playmakers. And this sounds so obvious. Obviously, Greg, they got to get the ball to their playmakers. Obviously, Greg, they got to not make mistakes. Well, that's obvious because they're obviously a good team. So if they don't make mistakes, they're going to succeed. And it starts up front, offensive line. You got Wood at center. You got Glenn at left tackle. You got some flex guys in there. Incognito probably going to start. John Miller might start. Craig Urbick is there. Who's the right tackle? Is it Chantrell? Is it Quanjo? We don't really feel that comfortable about that. The Bills got super poor guard play last year. And you saw it. You saw how it affected them. It was terrible. They couldn't run the ball. The pass rush came up the middle constantly. EJ's flushed out all the time. Orton standing in there getting just clobbered. That's why he retired in November, basically. We need better guard play. I like John Miller. I'm very optimistic about that. I have no idea what to expect from Incognito. Definitely has a chip on his shoulder, but we'll see. Urbick in there, serviceable, sure. Probably wouldn't want him to start unless Miller was that far behind the 8 ball. Cyril Richardson, same thing. Defensive line. Guys, do we need to say anything? Do I need to say anything about defensive line? No. We're moving on. Onward. Linebackers. Preston Brown, Nigel Bradham, Manny Lawson's there. Ty Powell is there. Tony Stewart, the rookie. Randall. Did I say Randall Johnson? They're all there. It's obviously Brown and Bradham's gig. Like, they're the guys. Lawson, I would think, will see time, in certain situations based on when Rex Ryan and Dennis Thurman see fit. They say that Mario might play a little bit of linebacker there in the 3-4 set. Same with Jerry Hughes. Whatever. We all sit here and talk about Rex Ryan's scheme like we know what it is. Let him do what he does. He's had good defenses forever. Let him do what he does. I'm very optimistic about the linebackers. Obviously optimistic about the defensive line. Certainly optimistic about the secondary because I feel like Gilmore is going to get a chance to really shine this year and turn into just a complete stud that he was at the end of last season. McKelvin, the inconsistency drives me crazy, but sometimes he's locked down. Other times he's just getting torched because he can't make a play on the ball. We'll see who shows up. You have Darby, the rookie, tough, just like Gilmore. Love that. Not very good ball skills, kind of like McKelvin, but tough, speed, it's there. I like Ronald Darby a lot. And he figures to play. He's going to play a lot. He might be the third corner in because Gilmore and McKelvin, we're going to see a lot of time, obviously. Love Roby in there. Ron Brooks needs to have a big camp to make the team. Ross Cockrell's still there. I don't know how many corners they're going to keep because they might want to keep an extra safety. They have Duke Williams, who figures to step into a starting role. We have Aaron Williams. I know we got in Aaron Williams. One of the better safeties in football. Fight me if you disagree. He's good. Back to Duke Williams. Figures to start. I think that he will. I think it's his job to lose. You have Jonathan Meeks. Bakari Rambo is back there. And who else? I'm missing one. I'm Googling it right now. I know I'm missing one. And I'm probably... This is live. You do this live and this is what happens. You come in unprepared and this is what I do. Who am I missing at safety, guys? Come on. One of you has it. One of you has it. Corey Graham. Knew it. Got it. Corey Graham. Wow, what a fantastic player he is. Is he going to play corner? Is he going to play safety? Could Corey Graham step into the strong safety role? My apologies, guys, for that right there. I should have been more prepared. But, yeah. He had a terrific year last year. So, the back end of the defense looks great. We're excited. We're ready to go. Special teams looks good. Dan Carpenter's got the flow going. What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think about the quarterback, about anything. Any type of position. You guys talk to me. You let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. My username is... My Twitter handle is the same as my username for YouTube, at GTORLONE. I want to hear from you guys. I answer everybody. So hit me with the follow. I'll hit you with the follow back. As always, go Bills.